Hi, for 7 days, I abstained from my phone, and in that time, I captured my reflections and experiences in writing. I know opening them into a compilation video may it offer you a thoughtful journey. We got up early in the morning and went to Adana. As soon as we arrived, we were greeted by a warm, almost suffocating heat that immediately enveloped us. We caught up a bit, but at the same time, we were faced with a sight that revealed our ignorance. Seyhan and Ceyhan, there was nothing like them around. They were completely dried up. Anyway, putting that aside, the rows of orange and tangerine trees along the way, almost like decorations, at least treat us up. After this journey, we went on to Urfa. We met our friends who welcomed us with authentic çiğ köfte, caught up with them, talked, and had fun. We visited Urfa's famous Balıklı Göl. As we walked around the water, there was a both of a historical and spiritual atmosphere. When we saw the cemetery and the spot believed to be the birthplace of Abraham, it felt as if time has stopped for a moment. We found ourselves in a place where history spoke cutely. Afterwards, we set off for Mardin. In Mardin, we visited the Garden Moscow and could only see Mardin Castle from a distance. We didn't go up because we didn't have time. We wandered around the stone houses of old Mardin, and as we walked through the narrow streets, we felt the city's unique spirit more closely. Then we met with our loved ones, talked, caught up, and forgot the day's fatigue throughout pleasant conversations on the road. I read book as I usually did. And two things in Mardin caught my attention. The streets were cleaner than before, and the traffic lights were visually different from normal, creating a kind of visual spectacle. Afterwards, we went to Nusaybin and reunited with our friends there. It was an environment far from technology, filled only with laughter, warm hugs, and sincerity, the sparkle in the eyes of the people. So on the streets carried a genuine trust that made you feel you could rely on even strangers. Unlike in Ankara, everyone spoke like me, thought like me, and immediately understood me. From the very first day, my connection to my homeland was evident, with a trembling heart and eyes shining like moonlight. In every place I went, my bond with people grew stronger, touching something deep inside me. I kept asking myself, why do I live in a big city like Ankara? My longing for my homeland, where people like my love, look and think flowed silently within me. In Nusaybin, we visited Moraküp and the building considered the world's first university, which was also crushed. Afterwards, we visited the Nusaybin cemetery. Its silence and traces of the past suddenly slowed down the pace of or journey. We walked around Zain al-Abidin, feeling the atmosphere of spirituality seeping into every step. Then we set off for Midyat. We made a short stop at Videosu and enjoyed the peace brought by the cool air and nature. When we arrived in Midyat, we wandered around the bazaar and got lost in the details of the stonework. Afterwards, we visited more Barsamokrash. The silence intertwined with history carried a beauty that eased all the day's fatigue. Being away from my phone was not difficult for me. I read books or spent time with my loved ones. Time passed so quickly that I didn't even notice. But during this journey, I realized something. Those who are attached to their phones really deprive themselves of life. Instead of seeing the beauty of nature, the stones, the trees, and the sky, they work for square, tomb-like buildings and miss the real colors of life. After having breakfast in the morning, we said goodbye to all loved ones in Midyat and set off for Batman. On the way, we stopped at Hassan Cave and spent a short time there, enjoying the natural beauty of the surroundings. Afterwards, we went to visit our friends in Batman. Leaving Madi was very sad for me, but at the same time, I felt that my soul had been cleansed and I was relaxed, and this reminded me that one should love in order to love, not love in order to be loved. We got up early in the morning and went to Diyarbakir. After having breakfast, we explored the city a little, went to the historical city walls, and then visited the 10-eyed bridge. The texture of history and the city could be felt at every step. We left Diyarbakir in the morning and went to Urfa to have breakfast with our friends. Afterwards, we said goodbye and set off for Gaziantep, where we visited the zoo. Although we didn't see elephants or giraffes, we had an experience equivalent to what we had seen in documentaries. At the end of the day, we spent about 8 hours traveling back to Ankara. On the way to Ankara, I realized that I didn't miss our home and didn't want to return. Besides, I had school, I had to go back, and after all, our home was here too. After the 6-day journey, returning home felt very boring, but I didn't have any problems with my phone. I missed Martin a lot, and I eased this longing a little by reading books. And to me, most of these are feelings and emotions that we might experience only once in a lifetime. We should savor the joy of living in the moment. I hadn't talked to anyone at school, but at the same time I realized how illogical the idea of bringing school into home or home into school was. Everywhere I went, people never let go of their phones, from the elderly to the young. Everyone used their phones better than I did, but what surprises me the most was that no one outside was reading a book. Yet, opportunities to read were everywhere. We went to our restaurant for dinner. It was quite crowded and the food was delayed by about 30 minutes. I hesitated whether to bring my book, but in the end, I took it with me and started reading while waiting. However, something negative caught my attention. The people entering or the waiters were looking at me strangely. They didn't find it odd that others were glued to their phones. They found me strange. I thought this was a major social problem. It made me reflect a lot on how wrongs are seen as right and rights are seen as wrong. Personally, I hadn't felt much because I didn't use my phone excessively. This was already normal for me, But socially, seeing people treat wrong actions as normal and regard right actions as strange upset me. I appreciate you dedicating your valuable time to me. Thank you so much.